Hello, I'm at London Waterloo, one of the busiest rail hubs in London. So busy that the announcements are coming every 5 or 6 seconds. So if you can't hear me, I'm very sorry. Okay, but suppose you were on your way into Waterloo from the southwest, and you needed to get to King's Cross. Okay, maybe you know there's an event nearby, or you want to go to St Pancras to catch the Eurostar. Okay, so you might pick up a tube map, okay, or put it into Google Maps or whatever direction thing is of your choice. Okay, to work out a route, but then you realise that there isn't a clear direct route between the two stations. In fact, a TfL WiFi pilot discovered 18 unique routes that passengers use to get between the two stations, and that got me thinking. Which is best? And so today, that's what we're going to find out. Now, to be perfectly honest, I don't have the time or energy to do all 18. Okay, so what I've done is I have whittled it down to 5 routes, okay, accounting for things like practicality, sensibleness, and estimated time, okay, plus I've got actually 2 bonus routes that don't appear in the TfL report, but I think are worth investigating because, they might offer a different experience or cater to slightly different needs, Okay, so we're going to test all of those. Okay, and to avoid personal biases, or is it biases? Whatever. Okay, I have put all of the routes into a bag. Okay, as in I've named them. Of course, I named them. Okay. And we're going to pull the first one out at random, and the first one is... accidentally pulled 2 out, oh well, whatever. The first route is one that I have called... oh gosh, can't see that at all. Subsurface. Okay, the subsurface route. So, let's head over. Okay, and I'll explain how this is going to work as I go. Okay, so all the routes I believe should take under about 30 minutes, which means I can use the stopwatch on my Casio watch here. Okay, so let's get going. So, what is the subsurface route? Well, as the name might suggest, it requires using the subsurface lines. Okay, so that is the Circle, Hammersmith and City, and Metropolitan. I suppose technically the District line is sort of included, but we're not going to ride the District line. Okay. And so, we're going to get a Jubilee line train up to Baker Street, and then get a subsurface train across to King's Cross and St Pancras. The other thing is, I'm very self-aware that I'm a fairly fast walker. Okay, I'm going to try and move at a fairly leisurely pace. I'm not going to, run for any trains or anything unless it's, right there or something. I'm not going to run through the interchanges. Right, made it to the Jubilee line platforms. Next train is in 3 minutes. We are just coming up on 4 minutes on the stopwatch. I think I might have got a little bit unlucky with this one because, the tube is rapid transport, and Yeah, so I think I probably just missed the Jubilee line train just before I got to the platform. Oh well, not the end of the world. I mean, that's something that I am sort of trying to take into account, or at least when I finish and try and analyse the data that I collect. That is going to be one thing that I look into. Things like, were there potential delays, things like that. So, yeah.
Approaching is to West Hampstead.
There we go.
Please stand back to the platform edge.
Next stop, Baker Street. Right. Subsurface lines. Here we come. Eastbound lines. So that's up this way. And hang on, that says up the bridge, wrong direction. Good job I looked. Circle line, 1 minute away. Nice.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
The next station is King's Cross St Pancras. Change for the Northern, Piccadilly and Victoria Line, national and international rail services. Exit for the Royal National Institute of Blind People and the British Library.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Right, King's Cross. Okay, I've just got off the train, but the timer does not stop now. Okay, my finish point I have decided to set as King's Cross Square, so basically just outside the station, because much like why I started the journey from Waterloo, I started the timer at the mainline platforms. Because if you're doing this sort of a journey from between these two stations, okay, you're going to want to factor in the journey time between the platforms and the mainline trains. So yeah, that's what's going on. Alright, do you know what? I think I can stop the timer about here. Look at that! Pretty much exactly 28 minutes. Wow. Alright, let's find somewhere to make a note of that. Okay, and then we'll start up for the next one. Okay, I've made a note of that. Let's reset the stopwatch. Okay, we'll pick out our second route of the day. Okay, that is going to be the bus. Okay, this one's going to be interesting. Okay, because there is no direct bus between King's Cross and Waterloo. Okay, you have to either get a 91, I believe, to Aldwych, and then change to one of the other buses that goes to Waterloo. The question is, how long is that? The question is, how long am I going to have to wait for that 91? Okay, that's the big question. So let's let me find out when the next 91 is. Okay, and then I'll start. All right. So apparently the bus stop's over that way. So let's start this one up. A. So we're looking for bus stop A, I believe. Okay, on the other side of the road. So yeah, let's head over there. I can see the 91 over there. Don't know if that's clear, but it's right there. No, I said, oh gosh. And I did say that I wouldn't really run much, but I think if you're trying to catch a bus, okay, and it's right there, you're going to want to run. You go to Aldwych, yeah? Aldwych? Yeah. Lovely, thanks. Alright. There we go. Oh. Alright. Well, that's a stroke of luck that the bus happened to be there. Nice. I mean, again, this kind of thing, you know, I would try and factor in, okay, in as much as
British Library.
Sometimes the bus isn't there right away. Okay, so, yeah. Right. Bus journey down to Waterloo. Cheers. Alright, then I can pretty much get any bus from stops B or S. So I'm going to walk over there and pick up whichever one I can get on first, basically. Okay, there's a couple over there. Cheers. Right then. Get this bus to Waterloo. Nice. Cool. There we go. And I'm gonna try to end at roughly the same place that I started at Waterloo for the last leg of the journey, okay, which was just outside WH Smith, so let's head over there. WH Smith, but I think, do you know what, I'll call it here. It's a good enough place to stop. So that took 24:40. Okay, very interesting. Let's write that down and then get going with the next one. Alright, next one will be
Please speak to the register if you need further assistance.
Thameslink. Now this is another interesting one. This is one.
Platform 17 is.
I'll explain this other. So I'm out at Waterloo station now, so hopefully there'll be less announcements. Okay, that will detract from the video. But so Thameslink, the Thameslink route is. And one of those ones that it doesn't appear in that TfL report that I mentioned, okay, but it is a fairly viable route. It's so the way you do this is you need to walk up to Blackfriars, okay, and then get a Thameslink train to King's Cross. Okay, now the walk to Blackfriars, I'm perfectly understanding, and I'll accept that that walk isn't for everyone. But the reason I'm doing these and I'm looking into this sort of thing is maybe someone out there, maybe you do want to have a short walk through London. Okay, yeah, maybe you do. Okay, so yeah, let's see what that's like. Wow. Okay, and here we are at Blackfriars. What was that? 15-20 minute walk along the south bank. Okay, definitely fairly long as such, but you get to see some pretty cool stuff, along the south bank. So yeah, no, not a wasted journey, I would say. It's now just a question of working out which platform to go to. Let's try up this way. So, what have we got? We've got Horsham and Sutton on these platforms. So these must be a southbound platform, so don't want that. Okay, let's have a look then. What's the... Okay, so I should have gone to platform 2. Okay, to be honest, it wasn't the clearest. Of indications. Okay, there wasn't like a big departure board or anything. There was one, but it was fairly small. Okay, so you're not always going to spot that. Anyway. London St Pancras. Next train going to King's Cross / St Pancras. 3 minutes away. Cool.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This station is London Landmark.
Thameslink. I'm hoping that this will be quite fast because it's coming up to 24 minutes, and yeah, if I've only just got to Blackfriars, then this isn't going to be a contender for the timing competition of this this experiment. The cool thing about getting the Thameslink train is that the doors open automatically now in the central core. Okay, so it's a nice bit of fun. Okay, it's a big proper mainline service that you don't have to open the doors for. That's good. If you're a bit of a train nerd like myself, that's quite cool. Okay, King's Cross Square, just over this way. And we'll be able to stop the timer. See how long it took. I'm not hopeful, I'll be honest. I think, yeah, this is as good a place as any to stop the timer. So let's see what that gave us. 36:23. Wow. Okay, let's find a spot to note that down. Okie dokie. Alright, time for number 4. What route am I going to give myself this time? The Piccadilly route. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's get going. A moment. Okay. And begin. So, just as I got to the platforms, the Piccadilly line platforms here, the train just left. Luckily, next one's in about a minute, so I guess I'll take this opportunity to explain this route. So, this route, you take the Piccadilly line from King's Cross down to Leicester Square, and then a northern line a few stops down to Waterloo. Now, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I know that the quickest route to the northern line is down at the other end of the platform. But as I said at the start of this video, I'm trying to recreate a journey for an average person, one who doesn't necessarily know all the little tricks and sneaky things about the underground. Okay, I don't think it makes too much difference here though. Alright, just got off the northern line, so I'm going to walk through the station, come up to the main concourse, and then yeah, see what sort of time I got at the end of this one. Right. Okay, and I think let's stop the time now. Okay, that gives us 21:54. That's how long that one took. Okay. Again, as before, we'll find somewhere to make a note of that and then get started on the next one. Alright. Next route is... if I can find one. No, not that. I'm using the same bag as the rest of my stuff. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Next one is the Waterloo and City route. Okay. Let's get that going then. Right. The interesting thing. The Waterloo and City line might be simultaneously my favourite and least favourite tube line. You know, I do like the shuttle between Waterloo and Bank. It is pretty cool. Makes me think of the 42nd Street shuttle in New York, which is also sometimes known as the S Express, which was a band and from the 90s, and they did a song called The Theme from S Express, which is one of my favourite songs. I do love that. If I ever get to New York, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to ride that train and make a little video about that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, this route. How does this one work? Well, as the name suggests, you get the Waterloo and City line. Okay. There's only one place you can go on that from here, which is Bank. Okay. And then from Bank. Wait for that. Yeah. And then from Bank, you take the Northern Line up to King's Cross. Okay, this is rather interesting. I managed to do this on a day that I guess the escalator is being repaired. The one that goes, the down escalator, that is. So I get to walk down a very narrow set of stairs. to get down to the Northern Line. This is very interesting. Okay. I mean, you want to talk about weird? The direction, the signs have sent us to the Northern Line via the DLR platform. Look at that. One of those things I get, I am aware of this, at bank, they do like to send you the long way round to ease congestion, which is fine and all, it makes sense from a, what's the word, not managerial, if I think of the word later, I'll flash it up on the screen. From one of that position, it does make sense. But for us, when you want to get between these two, the two lines or whatever, it's a bit annoying.
Off the train front, please use all the available doors before the train. Down the side of the house.
This station is closed until December 2024 due to essential engineering works.
Well, that's where we can stop the timer. Leaving us at 29 minutes and 20 seconds. Alright. Make a note of that. Might pull out my sunglasses as well. No, probably not, because I'll be going back underground anyway. Alright. 2 routes left. Let's see what the penultimate one is. I can unravel it. It is Victor-Loo. What a stupid name. I mean, I came up with it, but still. All right. Let's get going. All right. So, Victor-Loo. Why have I named this route as such? Well, the Victor comes from Victoria line, okay, and the Loo, yes, does come from Waterloo, only by extension, because it's actually the Loo from Bakerloo. Okay, so this is the, so this route, you take the Victoria line to Oxford Circus, and then a Bakerloo train over to Waterloo. Okay, that's how this one works. Let's see what time we get for this. The good thing, I guess, about this route is that the Victoria and Bakerloo lines are cross-platform, so there isn't that much walking that you have to do, which I guess if you don't want to do a lot of walking, that's good, I guess. Shame I just missed that one though. However, one of the downsides of this route is you have to ride the Bakerloo line, which isn't the best because it's got the oldest stop on the network. So, I guess if you enjoy bumpy, jolty rides, okay, and that are very loud, then yeah, it's for you. Okay, then stop the car.
The train has
22:47 is the time for this one. Alright, we've got one route left, and it is...
This train has 8 carriages. Please
I don't know how clear that is. That is Pure Northern, is the name I've given to this route. So, yeah, let's get going. 2, 1, let's go. Okay. That's route, okay. I will explain how this one works when I'm down on the platforms. So, with the Pure Northern route, you are only allowed to take the Northern line. Take this train up to Euston, and then we'll take another Northern line southbound, back down south on the bank Now, I absolutely accept that I could also take the Victoria line from here at Euston, but that would defeat the purpose of the name Pure Northern. Okay, because I wouldn't be on just the Northern liner. So yeah, to keep up with the idea, then yeah, I kind of have to. Not far, not long now. Okay, stop the clock. Now 22:59. Not quite 23 minutes. Okay, let's make a note of that somewhere. Alright, it's the next day, I'm at home, I'm in my comfies, still got the hat on because it's a video that I'm going to keep the hat on for the video. Okay, and I've got the results here. Now, the thing is, it's a bit difficult to read and understand these results, especially for you, the viewer, but also for me, it's on a tatty bit of paper. Okay, so I thought, what's a good way of representing this data? A graph. Of course I drew a graph. Come on. Okay, so what can we see in this graph? Well, what we've got is we've got the fastest time was on the Piccadilly route. So that was the route that you go to Leicester Square on the Piccadilly or Northern line, depending on which direction you're coming from. Okay, and then change to the other line. Okay, and I didn't actually mention this in the video, and I probably should have, that, to save time, I was doing, a journey from Waterloo to King's Cross, and then the journey, the next one was from King's Cross to Waterloo. Yeah, I did that to save time, because otherwise I'd have to go from Waterloo to King's Cross, and then go back to Waterloo to start the next one, and the whole thing would have taken twice as long, and I didn't have all that time. Okay, but yeah, anyway, so fastest time was the Piccadilly route. Okay, longest time by a long way was Thameslink, so that was walk to Blackfriars and get the Thameslink up, or the reverse, depending if you're coming from King's Cross. Okay, but the one benefit of going via Blackfriars, okay, was that, you get a nice 15-20 minute walk along the South Bank, which has its own rewards. Sometimes you see weird things, different, new, interesting things. For example, I saw that person with doing the sand sculptures on the Thames beach. So yeah, you definitely get that. I'd say that if your thing is that you don't want to do a lot of walking, then using the Victor-Loo route, so taking the first train to Oxford Circus and changing to the Victoria or Bakerloo, depending on direction, okay, that's definitely the route for you, because the platforms are just across from each other. They are cross-platformed at that, as in the Victoria and Bakerloo run next to each other in that direction. So the northbound is just across the way, just across from the other train. Okay, so if that's what you need, okay, if you want to minimize walking, definitely use that. Okay, I'd also say, if you've got if you don't want to spend a lot of money, so traveling on the tube in zone 1, okay, costs I think about £2.70 for an off-peak fare, and probably about £3-4 during peak hours. Okay, but buses are a flat fare, okay, that only cost £1.75 at the moment. Okay, and so if you're looking to minimize your costs, then the bus is a good route. The only downside is, whilst I was very lucky in the video, the downside is that you can't necessarily guarantee that the bus that you need to catch will be there. Okay, you don't know how long you're going to have to wait, and so whilst it is a competitive time of 24 minutes and 40 seconds on the in the graph here, that could easily have been 35 minutes if I had had to wait longer for that 91. Okay, so yeah, but if you're willing to wait, okay, and you want to minimize your cost, then definitely the bus is a good way to go. You could have also, I will say, you could have got a bus over to Euston and then taken the 1 or 68 or 59, I think, as well. They all three of those go from Euston. Okay, so or you could have walked to Euston, I guess. Okay, and all of them go from there. Anyway, I think you would still have added on an extra 5 or 10 minutes. Plus, of course, you've got all that extra walking, which you may not want to do. One thing I forgot to mention was that the Piccadilly, Pure Northern and Victor-Loo routes all had pretty similar times, which I think was to do with the fact that they're all on deep level lines, so there is little walking between platforms. However, what this does mean is that the first, second and third places could have probably gone to any of those routes, and it was just luck of the draw that I happened to get those times. But if you do have to do this journey, I would probably recommend the Victor-Loo route because of the cross-platform interchange, or the bus, to save a few pennies. Okay, and yeah, anyway, there we go. That's the fastest way to King's Cross from Waterloo, and vice versa. Okay, if I hope that this video's educated you, and if any of you have to make this journey, okay, you now know what the optimal route is for you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like, hit subscribe, do all the things, and I'll catch you in the next one.